The Edge at 11 starts now.
Tonight on The Edge, haze from Canadian wildfires has mostly moved out of Detroit, but some local leaders say this latest batch of smoke is the last straw.
You know, they want Canada to work harder at putting these fires out. And Fox 2's Jessica Dupont joining us live to explain it. And how do they exactly want Canada to do this, Jessica?
Well, that is the million-dollar question, money and manpower. We'll get to that in a minute. Talk a little bit about air quality tonight. It is much better compared to Monday when it was thick and hazy and awful. I know I've said a couple times this week, is this how it's going to be every summer? And I know a lot of other people feel that way too. For the first time, we're finally seeing some politicians putting that pressure on Canada, one woman in particular.
It was like the final straw, like, okay, this is never going to end.
Fired up, fed up. Lifelong politician Candice Miller calling on Canada to figure out this wildfire situation.
I'm sorry, it's just not working anymore. And we are literally choking down here.
Poor air quality prompting Miller to write this open letter to the U.S. ambassador to Canada, Pete Hoekstra, another lifelong public servant here at home.
I basically said, look, make some noise. We need to get, politicians, quite frankly, engaged in this at every level of government to talk to our Canadian counterparts there.
She's asking Canada to implement new strategies in wildfire prevention.
We can't just say, look, we got to wait until the winter, until the snow comes, and then hopefully it'll go out. And then we're going to have this again next summer. Something has to change here.
So they got over 3 million acres burning right now.
Jeff Vassar with the Michigan DNR says our state has sent 15 wildfire firefighters to Canada since last month to help.
You get flown in on a helicopter and you get dropped off. Then you're camping out there and fighting fire.
No bed, no showers near the Arctic Circle in Manitoba, Canada for 2 weeks. Then they're swapped out.
They're fighting it by hand. So what that means is it's all pumps and hose.
The rugged terrain in the real up north doesn't allow for big rigs to get in to fight fire. So it's hand-to-hand combat. The area is so vast, fires near people take precedence and the rest left to burn.
And they're out of people. They are wore out. They've been doing this since May.
Yeah, you hear that firsthand perspectives. It gives a little context to what these firefighters are dealing with way north of us. Now, going back to Candice Miller, she says the U.S. has a more aggressive approach to fighting wildfires. She'd like to see that established in Canada. But again, the odds are stacked against them when you're talking about how widespread it is. She also says she's encouraging other politicians and people that are elected officials or government officials to step up, start talking about this and put that pressure on. Reporting live, Jessica Dupont on The Edge.
Yeah, because this is really going to take a massive effort. This is not something that could change overnight.
Yeah, and that's it. It's not about pointing fingers. She even said, Candace said, we need the U.S. and Canada to come together and talk about an approach that works for everybody, because really everyone's affected, not just us, but the Canadians too.
Yeah, we know it's going to cost money, so we'll see what happens. Thanks so much, Jessica. Well, developing news tonight from Detroit's west side. Police are looking for someone who stole a vehicle with a young child inside. It happened shortly after 1 this afternoon on Freeland Street when the parent went inside a home. Now, when they came back, someone had stolen their white Ford Escape. The suspect dropped the child off around the block and then drove away. The child was unharmed. Flock cameras captured the stolen Escape on a local freeway. It appears to have a Kentucky license plate. Police continue to work to track down the suspect.
Well, the family of a man shot and killed last year after a Lions game is demanding accountability.
They are blaming a lack of security at Eastern Market for his death, and now they're suing. Fox News' Lauren Edwards reports.
A few weeks away from his birthday. We're almost on the 1-year anniversary of this event. So you can only imagine what they're going through at this time.
The family of Rayshawn Palmer continue to mourn his loss. Last year on September 15th, the 40-year-old was fatally shot trying to de-escalate a fight that broke out during a Lions tailgating event at Eastern Market.
Here's a man with 6 children that have all been affected greatly by the loss of their father.
Investigators say two men fought, pulled out guns on one another, but Palmer was shot. Wayne County prosecutors decided not to charge anyone, claiming self-defense. But Palmer's family had other plans. Wednesday, Morgan & Morgan law firm filed a lawsuit on behalf of the family, suing 3 companies: Eastern Market Corporation, Bullseye Event Group LLC, and Shield Security Consultants and Protection Services LLC.
It's the Eastern Market property. Their premises, they're the ones that owe a duty to everyone on their property to provide a safe environment for them. Bullseye was involved in hosting the event.
And Shield Security, they say, was the company hired for security. Attorneys David Stuckow and Michael Hanna say had there been more security personnel present, a fight might not have broken out.
Based on our investigation, one security officer that was notified that this fight was taking place never actually engaged to try and break up the fight or stop the fight.
Right now, the attorneys say their only goal is to bring the family justice.
He should be here today, and we shouldn't be here talking to you, but here we are.
Now we've reached out to all 3 companies, waiting to hear back from 2. Eastern Market says because it's a legal matter, they will not be making a comment at this time. And as for the family, we've reached out to the brother, and he was not available for an interview, but says he's grateful we are covering the lawsuit. Reporting here in Detroit, Lauren Edwards, On the Edge.
Drops of blood, bottles of bleach, and other suspicious discoveries in the apartment of DeAndre Booker. He smirked in court today during his preliminary hearing. He's accused of murdering his ex-girlfriend, Ashley Elkins. The Warren mom vanishing in January. Her body never found. Police focusing on the bathroom in Booker's Roseville apartment.
I walked in the bathroom. First thing I noticed was a jug of bleach sitting on the counter. I also noticed in the bathtub the drain cover had been removed and was in the center of the bathtub.
Did that stand out to you?
It definitely did. It stood out to me as suspicious.
The officer says it also appeared the bathroom had recently been cleaned. The hearing does continue. We'll soon find out whether there's enough evidence to take this case to trial.
Well, police continue to investigate a shooting last night outside of an E-Course bar. It happened in the parking lot outside the Downriver Bar and Grill. We're told 2 people were walking back to their cars when someone in a small SUV opened fire. Officers quickly arrived. The E-Course police station is right across the street. So the 2 victims were grazed by bullets. They both drove to a hospital for treatment and were told they were released.
Take you out to Lincoln Park tonight. Police say 2 kids are in the hospital after they were hit by a car near Ford Street and Emmons. The roadway was closed during the investigation. So far, it's unclear if the victims were walking or on a bike when they were hit. Police telling Fox 2 the driver of the vehicle involved is cooperating with the investigation.
A man hit and killed last night while crossing Baldwin Avenue in Pontiac. Last month, in the same area, a driver hit and killed a man on a bicycle. In both cases, the drivers hit the men, then hit the gas. They're still on the run. Now the city is taking action, putting in a crosswalk between the bus stops.
We're taking to calling it the Alley of Death. It's dangerous. It's dangerous out here.
The street lights have never been bright along here, and we've had this building since 2010, but before that we operated out of the Baldwin Center, and the street lights were a problem then.
Now, in the July case, 2 people got out of a Jeep Cherokee and took off in a Malibu. In last night's case, detectives are looking for a Jeep with front end damage. So make sure you call Crime Stoppers or the Oakland County Sheriff's Office if you have any information. Well, we're talking about our weather now, and it seems that things are going to stay pretty warm over the next few days.
Yeah, let's savor the summer while we have it. The warm weather has been great this summer. Rich Luterman, you have a look at what's ahead. Hey, Rich.
That's exactly right, Rupen Taryn. It's the early part of August. Soon enough, it'll be Labor Day, then Halloween, then Thanksgiving, then the holidays. It all comes pretty fast. It does. So let's enjoy the summer. It is a warmer pattern into the weekend. Today, we topped out in the middle 80s. Now, there were a few pop-up thunder showers, especially close to Livonia, Farmington Hills, and then also out there there close to Mount Pleasant and Saginaw. They quickly diminished after the sunset. Here are those highs: 85 for us, 85 Muskegon, 84 as far north as Traverse City. The numbers at the Metro Airport, 85 and 68, pretty close to where we should be for this time of August. Look at the records, 104 and 49. There's your sunset tonight. Are you noticing the sunrises are later and the sunsets are earlier? That's just a sign that summer is starting to head into September. Let's show you the numbers right now. 73 in Pontiac, 65 Ann Arbor, 70 over in Windsor. The dew points are up a bit, so there is a bit more humidity in the air, and that trend will continue heading into Saturday and Sunday. Right now, 77 Chicago, 70 in Sault Ste. Marie, a little cooler Green Bay at 68 degrees off to our east, 73 Toronto, 71s for Erie and for Pittsburgh. No big weather systems coming our way, so we will have a chance for a stray shower tomorrow afternoon, but most of the weekend is going to be high and dry, and it's going to get warmer as well, and you'll see those numbers in the 7-day forecast. For the rest of tonight, very mild, a bit more humid, 66 the overnight low. Tomorrow back up to 85, so tomorrow will be much like today, sun and clouds with that stray shower chance. And then here it comes, that 7-day forecast, near 90 for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, with more humidity. The best chance for some active weather will be down the road next Tuesday with our next cold front. And remember, always get the latest forecast, check the radar and the numbers. The Fox 2 Weather app, you can download it for free in the App Store or in Google Play. Roop Taryn, we'll see you at 4 a.m.
All right, Rich, thank you. Out with the old and in with the new in Troy to the tune of $250 million.
The University of Michigan taking over the former Kmart headquarters and starting from scratch. Fox News' Dave Kinchin has more on how the new medical center could change thousands of lives in Southeast Michigan.
On this fence, crews are building what will become Michigan Medicine's Oakland County hub for several clinics with teams specializing in reproductive and sports medicine, along with medical offices for CT scans, MRIs, and various other therapies and procedures.
The data shows that more than 200,000 Oakland County residents travel all the way to Ann Arbor to get medical care at University of Michigan, whether that's just a simple referral or imaging or something, anything related to medical care. Well, now they can do it right here in Troy.
Slated to open in spring 2027.
That's going to save time and money for everybody.
Mayor Ethan Baker says the Francis and Kenneth Eisenberg Troy Center for Specialty Care is also the result of millions of dollars donated that not only supports health needs, but also gives new life to land that has not been used in 2 decades.
Kmart left, I think, in 2005 when they went out to Illinois, when they merged with Sears. And this property has sat vacant since then. And the question has always been, what's going on with the Kmart property? What are you going to do? And this Michigan Medicine is obviously, the medical aspect of it's going to be huge for our community.
And we're told cancer support services will be offered at this facility as well. In Troy, Dave Kinchin on The Edge.